Hey there, how's it going? I'd like to share a little something with you today. As you can see right in front of me, I have a box Google Stadia controller, more specifically the Wasabi color controller. I've never had a big interest for Stadia as a platform, mostly because it never came out here in Brazil where I live. During this almost a year period that I've had this, I've really grown to love this controller and it has become my favorite of all time, and I'd like to talk a little bit about it today. So this is going to be a fake unboxing because obviously I've had it for a long time, I've been using it for a long time, but I got it on the box and I just wanted to show it around. So here's the front, here's a look at the top. Just the Stadia logo. Here's some specifications on the left, and on the right we have a picture. Pick up and play. Yeah. Here on the bottom there is some information, and taking it out of the box, it's a really nice box by the way, very sturdy. We have the controller here. It kind of feels kind of dangerous the way it is, like there's not really anything holding it. Here's the controller itself, which we'll take a closer look a little bit later. I would like to just finish showing off around the box before that. Taking this off, I'm not sure what this is. There's some adhesive down there. I think the person who sold this to me probably had a Founders Edition, because I'm pretty sure these stickers didn't come with the controller originally. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think these stickers, they just came with the Founders Edition, so maybe the guy just threw them in here, but he used one of them. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be another one here. Haven't really found a use for this. I usually don't take stickers out that come with stuff that I buy. Here's a USB-C cable that I haven't taken out of the box really to use because I don't really have much of a use for this. The USB-C format nowadays, it's so common that you probably have a lot of those lying around, so when you get new ones of these, you end up not using them very much. I'm not sure if this came with an adapter or not. I have so many around here that I don't know which ones came with what. But then there's also some paper here that I would like to showcase just to be very complete. Here's a getting started guide for the Stadia controller. It's one of those fold out, telling you how to use it on Stadia, which is a platform that obviously no longer exists. On the side, there's really not much, just what's included in the box. Yeah, no power adapter, as it says here, just the USB-C cable and the Stadia controller itself. Okay then. Some legal mumbo jumbo. And then, here's a promise that Google didn't keep. Now here's a better look at the controller itself. I don't know if the camera will really do justice, but the color scheme of this controller is really beautiful. It's one of the reasons why I decided to go with this color, the Wasabi color. It has this pastel color that I really love. It looks very nice. Now the other colors for the Stadia controller are the white, which is the most common one. It's the one that you find the most out there. There's also a black and a blue one. And there is also a transparent one, but that one, it was only given to Google employees who helped make this thing, so good luck finding that if you want it. I'm gonna take a closer look and show you around here. This D-pad, it's very comfortable, I really like it, and it's very clicky too. I think it's really great for platformers and such. Here we have what would be the equivalent for start and select. There's a Google Assist button and a capture button. Whoops. Here's our analog sticks. Not really much to get wrong with these, but the down part, it's really cool. It's this very bright lime color. Here we have the Stadia button that lights up. Yeah, have to press it. A, B, X, Y buttons, they're really nice too. So all around, it's a very good controller. Here we have the triggers and the shoulder buttons, L1, L2, R1, R2, and our USB-C part. These triggers right here, they're kind of loose. They don't have as much pushback as other controllers that you may be accustomed to. I initially thought it was kind of weird, but I got used to it fairly quickly. I like how clickish these triggers are. Taking a look at the back, and here we have a Google logo and this pretty nice texture. I don't know if the camera is going to really get it, hopefully so. And there's some information here, and a microphone there, and a headphone jack. So that's kind of pretty much does it for the controller itself. The reason why I really love it is because it has symmetrical sticks. Almost everything that I get has symmetrical sticks. And this is the main reason, but the controller all around, it's really solid. It feels sturdy, it feels really good in the hand. And it's a really nice controller to use for playing all sorts of games that you may want to. Personally, I use this on my computer. It's my PC daily driver. I've been using it for almost a year, like I mentioned, and I really couldn't be happier. I really hope that this controller can last a very long time, because if you've ever read about opening up the Stadia controller online, people tell nightmare stories about it. So I'm not sure if I would be able to find someone to fix it for me. Certainly wouldn't be able to fix it myself if things went wrong. So I really hope this lasts for a long time, but seeing how sturdy and very well built it is, I'm not very afraid of that happening anytime soon. Honestly, I feel like Google is making a gigantic mistake by not rebranding this as a Google controller and adding a better Bluetooth support, because as it is, it's kind of funky, the Bluetooth support on this, so much so that I use it on a Windows PC and I have to use one of these. This is a Mayflash Magic X USB adapter, as you can read on the box. And basically what this adapter does is convert other controllers to work on stuff they weren't not necessarily not supposed to, but that they don't really work very well, at least in my case, because for the Stadia controller, this makes it look like an X input controller, because this controller does connect directly to Windows using Bluetooth, but it's not a very good connection. There are some issues. I'm not sure if they were ever fixed or if the community ever found a fix for it, but if I remember correctly, some of those issues include Rumble not working or not working properly, and the shoulder buttons not having analog support, so you would click them and they wouldn't have travel. Even though the controller itself has travel, the computer would not recognize the travel. It would be as if it would kind of be like the Switch or the Wii U controllers, which don't have analog shoulder buttons. But anyway, I'm going to show off this here too, which I kind of got a little too anxious here and it was too tight, so I ended up making a little tear here, so I'm sorry for that. This is a pretty handy thing because it makes the Stadia controller work flawlessly on a Windows PC. There's also a little manual here, which I'm not going to really go over because I don't really know if it's very necessary to do so. If you want to take a look, here it is. Maybe pause the video if you want, but I'm not going to go over it. The adapter itself comes with this little USB to USB-C adapter, which can be very handy. And here is the adapter itself. It has a couple of different modes for you to use. Besides the X input mode to use the Stadia controller on my PC, I also like the D input mode to use a DualShock 4 on my PS3. I think it's pretty handy because if you connect it directly, it doesn't work very well. This here, I believe it's for updates. And here's a sync button. Nothing on this side. And if you plug into the USB, a light comes on at this side. Anyway, this is a kind of quick video just talking about the Stadia controller, which I think is an excellent controller. Like I already mentioned, it's my favorite. When I bought it, I thought I would enjoy it, but I didn't know I would fall in love with it. I really hope that Google comes to their senses and comes out with a rebranded Stadia controller. Maybe they change the Stadia logo to a Google logo here. It would be very nice to have because this controller is really great, and I really hope that If not Google, then maybe someone else makes an alternative for this one that's very similar. It's kind of hard to find really good controllers with symmetrical sticks and this really great build quality as this one. I'm not a fan of the idea of streaming games. I don't really like the idea of not owning my games, and on PC basically everyone is already bounded not to. We pretty much just have the digital distribution platform, which there's problems with those. You don't really own the games you buy unless it's something like GOG, I think. But the idea of streaming games is even worse to me in that sense, because if you don't have internet, you can't play them. If the games are exclusive to the service and the service shuts down, maybe the games will become lost forever because they're in a server and you can't just back up something on a big server like that. I don't think so anyway. But maybe you can, and I'm just talking out of my ass, sorry. So if you were a big fan of Stadia, I never really got the chance to experience that. I'm sure it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. I'm sure it just had a lot of growing pains, and under a company that doesn't really like sticking with an idea for too long if it doesn't work right away or within a short period of time. Honestly, I'm glad that Stadia happened, if anything, to give me this amazing controller, because I really enjoy the Stadia controller, as you can clearly tell from this video. So thanks Google for making this controller. Now, the seller had listed this controller as being brand new. I'm not sure if that's true. The listing said that it was brand new in the box. It was an open box but never used. I'm not sure how true that is, but it feels pretty new to me. It just has a couple of scuffs here and there on the box, like this, whatever this is, some things like that. Overall, Stadia as a service may have been a failure, but its controller certainly doesn't falter. If you don't have one yet and you would like to buy a brand new one, maybe you should do so before December of 2024, because that's when Google is shutting down the ability to exchange it from being Wi-Fi mode to Bluetooth mode, and there's really no reason to have it being Wi-Fi mode, because that was a Stadia only feature to decrease lag on the streaming of games. But since the service doesn't exist anymore, now there's really no reason not to change it to Bluetooth mode. It's not like the brand new controllers that get opened after 2024 won't work. They will still work using a USB cable, but wirelessly. The only way that these could work is if someone reverse engineered the app to change it to Bluetooth mode and made it their own app that works offline and doesn't require Google servers. I imagine something like that could happen, but either way, at least there's still some time to get it switched before too late. And if you buy one on the used market, chances are it's already been switched to the Bluetooth mode at this point. Anyway, that's just gonna about do it for this video. This is Tali signing off, and God bless!